just like me, making a penny at a time.
Spotify!
I know, I think he was getting paid better than Spotify pays us now. But what he would do, one of the things he would do is he would rewrite like old, like epic poetry or like biblical stories, and he'd rewrite them for like a largely illiterate, you know, Dublin working class population. And so the one I'd like to do for you is his rendition of the Finding of Moses. And what he would often do is he would take these stories and he'd reset them in Dublin. And he'd use a lot of, you know, Dublin, Galilee, it was very close. A lot of similarities. But he'd reset them in Dublin and sort of put a bit of humour into them, you know. So most of you, you're all God-fearing folk, you probably know the story. Like, Moses was, his mom was afraid and like hid him in some rushes. And then the Pharaoh's daughter finds him, brings him to the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh says, yeah, you can keep him, go get a nurse. And she goes to find a nurse, and the nurse that she gets is actually Moses' mother. That's the story. This counts as mass, by the way, so you're all off the hook. So, you're all set. So this song is called The Finding of Moses by Zosimus. And Egypt's banks, contagious to the Nile, the elf Pharaoh's daughter, he went to bathe in style, as she took her dip, and came upon the strand, and to dry her royal pelt, she ran along the sand. Oh, a bulrush tripped her, whereupon she saw a darling little babby in a wad of straw. She picked him up, she an accent sweet and mild, t'other than Jesus Christ Almighty, girls, which he owns the child. As she picked him up, and he gave a little grin, for she and Moses were standing in their skin. Oh, says she, it was someone very rude, left the little babby in the river in his nude. So she took him to the Pharaoh, sitting on his throne. Says she, now da, will you give the child a home? Oh, says the Pharaoh, sure I've often took in worse. Go down, me darling daughter, and get yourself a nurse. And now, says the Pharaoh, I'll search every nook, from the Phoenix Park down to Donnybrook. And when I catch a hold of the little babby's father, I'll kick him from the Nile way down to the Dodder. And now Blackamoor woman, there among the crew, cried out, you royal savage, what's that to do with you? Your royal lady is too meek and mild to begot dishonestly this darling little child. So she sent a bellhop to the market square to see if he could find a skivvy there. But the only one that your man could find was the little young one that left the child behind. So he took her to the Pharaoh, a stranger Maria, never letting on that she was the babby's man. And so little Moses, he got his mammy back. Isn't that a coincidence? No, isn't that the crack?